Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a wavelength haircut with a taper on the sides and back. These are some of the things that you're going to need for the haircut. You're going to need some holding spray, your oil sheen, 91% alcohol, comb, a brush of course. I won't be using my razors, nor will I be using this wall clipper. I will be using my Andes GTA, which is this black clipper, my skeletons, which is the Andes T-outliner, and my Andes Master. Here's some of my guards, my dusters, and my Andes T-edger. The first thing that you want to do is comb the hair in the direction that you plan on cutting it in. This also is the same direction that a person would brush their hair. That's the direction you want to cut the hair in. I start off with my 0 or 1/16 guard, and I open it up about halfway, and then I get to cutting.
Don't give them too much you. Don't let them take control. It's one thing you do.
Okay, now we're going to get off into the tapering directly after. I like to use my Andes skeleton to make my first initial guideline, and I'll be doing so here.
You ain't too low. You ain't too low.
After making that first guideline, I like to open my Andes Masters about halfway and make a second guideline, and I'm doing so here. After making my second guideline, I like to knock out that first guideline that I created with the Andes Masters nearly closed, as you see here. And you can see the line slowly but surely erasing. After erasing the initial guideline, I like to open my Andes Masters one notch past halfway and blend out the other guideline that we have. In order to see the fade start to come together, I put on my 0 guard and I begin to blend out the line that we have. As I'm blending, I'm alternating the lever on the side of the Andes Master clipper to get the desired fade look.
Don't let them take your soul. If you believe in God, one thing's for sure. If you ain't too high, then you ain't too low, then you ain't too low.
After blending out the back, I do the same process for the sides. Right now, I'm using the Andes skeleton to create that initial guideline. With my Andes Masters halfway open, I begin to make the second guideline as I did in the back. I try my best not to make the taper too high, so I just take that second line just slightly above that first line. I take my Andes Master lever and nearly close it to knock out that initial guideline to blend the first part of the taper. With my Andes Masters one notch past halfway, I continue to blend upward. Then after, I put my 0 guard back on, and I continue to blend upward with the Masters all the way closed. It's important at this point that when you are using your 0 guard that you want to feather the hair. You don't want to go too deep into the hair because you don't want to create another guideline. With the Andes Masters about halfway open, we just feather the hair till we get the desired fade look. Okay, I will be also spot checking my fade, so I took the guard off and just went back over the fade just to make sure everything looked how I wanted it to look. I'll also be tapering out the guideline that we made for the sideburn. I'll be doing the same exact process that I did for the back and the other side for this side, so I won't be explaining it, but here's just footage of me tapering out this side. As I'm finishing up my taper, it's important that I tell you all that I have a secret for how I do my lineups. I like to use 91% alcohol, which you'll see shortly, to rub it around my hairline, just to make the skin dry out so that I can get a crisper line. I also use holding spray, which you'll see soon, to do the same thing. After using the alcohol and the hairspray, I like to brush the hair down while I blow dry it to make sure that it stays in place during the lineup. I'm using my Andes GTX to make this back lineup, and as you can see, it's coming out quite clean. As you're doing the lineup in the back, be sure to get behind the ears. I like to use my index finger to push down on the ear as I get behind it. I like to start my hairlines off in the middle. It gives me a better chance of getting a straight across hairline. As you can see, I'm just working on the hairline, working towards the desired look. In order to shape out the curved part of the hairline, I'm using the end of the liners, and I'm using it just to drag into the hairline shape. You can see it's working pretty well for me right here. Right now, I'm applying the finishing touches, just cleaning up the hair on his face, on his chin, his mustache. And this is how he looks at the end of the haircut. I'm aware that it's not perfect, but he looks much better than he did when he came in. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at MSU_freshcuts. Thank you.